Super simple, but a great way to like clean up a project, especially when plywood is involved, because that's what you use fucking edge banding for, you idiot. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Joe here from Lazy Lab Bakers. I know it has been a long time, like December, I think, since we put out a video, and then it's been even longer since we had a woodworking shop related video. The reason for that is just we've been busy. You can see I've got a full-size CNC in here now. I've got tools and things all over the place because I'm doing some of this, doing some of that. But I wanted to make a video really quickly about edge banding, specifically iron-on edge banding. I'm using it on a dining table build right now, and I had another maker in the shop a few weeks ago, and we were talking about edge banding, and he wasn't very familiar with it. I got the sense that maybe there was a little like hesitation to try it out just because it's something new. So hopefully this video will just show you that it's super easy, and there's nothing to really get all worked up about or be afraid of, because it's easy and it can make your plywood or paneling projects look a lot better. And this dining table is a mix of hardwood and plywood, so I needed some edge banding. So let me show you what you need and then how to apply it, and that'll be a wrap on this one. So let's get into it. Thanks for tuning in. So in this video I'm specifically talking about iron-on edge banding, but in the past I have used the stick-on version from FastCap, and it's a good product. So they make like an accessory kit that comes with a roller and a flush trimmer and all that kind of stuff. So iron-on edge banding is not the only type of edge banding out there. And then you have edge banding machines and all kinds of that crazy nonsense. But if you're just doing it once in a while, you don't want to invest a bunch of money in a bunch of equipment or anything like that, iron-on is a good solution. So what you need is some high quality pre-glued edge banding. So you can see there's a rough surface, there's glue on here that is activated by heat from the iron. So you want to make sure before you get ready to edge band, you plug your iron in, let it get all the way hot. It's on the highest setting possible on this one. No steam, nothing like that, just the heat. You're gonna want, these are not necessary, I got them in the kit, but these flush cut little snips from FastCap work great because you can get right up on the edge and get your excess edge banding off without any problems. You'll need an iron, obviously, it's just a regular iron, and then I use a mini flush trim bit in my palm or trim router, whatever you want to call it. And some sandpaper, a little piece of sandpaper. But that's it. So let me see if you can. This edge right here is edge banded. It looks really nice. Half of this has plywood under it, and the other half is hardwood. So it gives a nice clean edge, gets rid of that gross look from the plywood. So this is what we're rocking with first. This is what it looks like, and that's what it's gonna look like when it's done. So let's apply it. It's not hard. Let's just do it. I feel a little rusty doing this. I hope it doesn't come off that way. It's been a while since I made a little like DIY video. But to start off, you want to take your edge banding. Obviously, you want to get edge banding that is wider than what you're working with. This is 1.5 inches. I got 2 because that's what was available, so a little bit more waste than necessary. But I'm gonna roll this out. And I'm gonna get a length and just mark it with my fingers, giving myself at least 1/4, more like 1/2 inch past each edge, and then I'm just gonna take where my finger is. I'm just gonna snap it. It doesn't have to be clean, it's gonna be a little jagged, but that's okay, that doesn't matter. That's why you have excess. So then you're just gonna place this on here, kind of get your length right, make sure you have a little bit of the edge banding protruding past the top and the bottom of your surface, and then I like to just kind of hold the edge banding in place with my leg right here, and then you just start ironing. Once your iron is all heated up, you want to make sure you give it a few minutes to let it get all the way up to temp. We can go ahead and get started. So as I just mentioned, get it to your length, make sure you got a little bit up top, a little bit below, just like that. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see the shadow in there a little bit. And then I'm just going to come in here with the iron, press it. Make sure you don't hit your hand because it's going to be hot. And I'm just going to start going back and forth. Now I'm applying a decent amount of pressure here, but nothing crazy. But you just want to work it back and forth and get enough heat on there to activate that glue. But you don't want to hold it in one spot too much because you don't want to put burn marks. This is real wood, so you don't want to mar it up too bad. I'm just going to work down the line here. And you'll be able to see, like as you're looking down, you'll be able to see if there's any space or if that glue hasn't been all the way activated. And if it needs a little bit more, just go back over it a few times and just work your way down. Again, checking to make sure that there's edge banding material above the top and below the bottom. And just working your way all the way down. And this will take a few minutes, but take your time. Applying even pressure. But you don't have to be too technical with it. It kind of does all the legwork for you. Like this one's about done already. Now, one thing that I've found that helps, especially when using the flush trim bit, is to slightly angle the iron like that and press up along the top edge and then the bottom edge. So what that does is it just makes sure that you're activating the glue that is located right at the seam there, and it'll help it adhere a little more. And as an added bonus, you're putting a slight crease in here already, so when the flush trim starts rolling, you don't have to worry about like unexpected tear out, because there's a crease, so it's just going to rip along that line if it decides to come out a little bit more aggressively than it should. You can take your time with this. As long as you continually move this iron, you're not gonna damage the edge banding itself. So you'd rather go a few extra minutes and just make sure you've gotten all that glue activated. That looks like that's gonna be pretty good for me. So now I'm just gonna give this a few minutes before I do anything to it to let it kind of cool down. And to the touch, like, whew, it's pretty warm. So you definitely don't want to touch any of the glue because that's going to be really hot and really, really uncomfortable for you. But yeah, we'll let that sit for a couple minutes and then we'll flush it all up. So I've given the edge banding a few minutes to cool down. Now I'm going to come in with my little flush cut snips here and get the ends. If you don't have these, you can score a line with like a utility knife and bend it and break it off. But that's why this is nice, because you can get super close and it makes the sanding afterwards a breeze, because that's already pretty dang good right there. And I'll do the other side. Now I'm going to come in with my flush trim bit. This is a mini flush trim bit from Tools Today. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies that I mentioned. I'm just telling you that this is what I'm using. So the edge banding is from veneersupplies.com, and then as I mentioned before, these kind of tools are from FastCap. Once it's flush trimmed, I just have a piece of sandpaper. It doesn't really matter. This is 240. It'd probably make it easier if it was 150, but just go down the line here, clean up the edges. When you get to the corner, you just want to be careful. Don't be super aggressive, because there is a chance you could peel that edge banding off. It's unlikely because the glue is super strong. I'm just kind of cleaning that up there. Looks like a freaking miter joint, baby. Are you kidding me? That's sweet. Just a little cleanup here. I'm gonna come back with a rotary sander because I got to do the top, but I just want to knock it down so that it's even, so that when I have an orbital sander, it's not hitting excess here and ripping that off. Like I said, the glue on the edge banding is ridiculously strong, but you never can be too careful. You don't want to rip it off. So there you have it. It's super simple. It's a great product to use. I don't find myself using edge banding that frequently with just the type of projects that I make, but it is a good thing to know how to do, because when something pops up, you can just incorporate it without worrying about it and just freaking get it done. So I had bought a 50-foot roll for an entire table. I had two sections that were 36 by 42 and a middle leaf section that is 24 by 42, and I had a little bit left over. Not much, but a little bit. So all you got to do is calculate your linear feet, figure out how much you need, but always get more in case you mess up on some and you need to redo it. But it looks really nice. This tabletop looks so much nicer than it did an hour and a half ago. So I'm gonna sand this and get ready for some color, and we'll get it going. But thank you guys as always for subbing to the channel and for watching. If you guys want any hats or t-shirts, all that stuff is on our website. If you want me to make you a custom project, or you need templates cut, or anything in the woodworking realm, just send me a message or an email. I'll be happy to do that. I am a primarily product-based business, so this machine is typically running, the lasers are running, and then I build furniture as well. So if you guys need something, don't hesitate to reach out. It's a family operated business. Your views help us so much. Your orders help us so much. Everything goes right back into our family. So we can't thank you all enough. Until next time, have a good one. Thanks for watching. See ya.